Girlies, it's Tammi. So I'm back at you with another review today. Today is something different. I rarely do foundation reviews on my channel, not because I don't want to, I just don't, not enjoy, that's not the right word. I don't really like keeping makeup on for a long period of time. I don't ever do like an 8 to 12 hour wearing makeup. Like, I love makeup, but I cannot stand it on my face for that period of time. But I got these pigment sticks by Iconic London. They are a London brand, a UK brand. They are quite pricey. They're like £24.99 for one stick of pigment in the shade 4.1, 3.2 and 2.1. So I believe they kind of guessed that was my shade. They did an alright job. So let's just jump straight into the video. Okay, so clearly I've already color corrected. I haven't used a primer today. I don't always use a primer, so I thought I'd try it without today. I don't have like a holy grail primer that I have to use every time I do my makeup. Sometimes I just go without, so that's what I've done today, and I've just color corrected. That's why I look all cray cray. So we're gonna be trying these out. I'm gonna start with the shade 3.2, so it's called Icon 3.2. It is a little bit too dark for me, but by the time I highlight, it kind of comes together. I have wore these foundation sticks before and I did like the finish it gives me, so this is like my second time wearing it. So they did give me a brush as well, which I hauled in my PR haul. So I'm gonna try blend it in with this and see what happens. I'm not quite sure how you're meant to use this. I'm gonna brush downwards, see what happens. So it is blending really nice, but I feel like it's taking away my color correction. Can you see my scars are starting to poke through? Okay, so the coverage is definitely buildable. I'm gonna try bounce this in this time so I don't remove the coverage. Okay, so overall the brush does a really good job. It's not my favorite tool to use, but it is really nice to hold. It's quick to apply, but I just don't like the fact that it kind of drags on the skin, but overall it's quite nice and I could see myself using it more often. So now I'm gonna take the highlighting shade, and that is 2.1. Well, for me, it's 2.1, which looks like this. And I'm gonna put this everywhere I would usually highlight. Now this shade, although it is light, it is warm tone, so it will go with my skin tone. I hate when things like have a pink undertone or, you know, are too ashy for my skin tone, but this matches quite nice. And it evens out the orangeness in my foundation as well. Okay, so this time I'm gonna use a sponge to blend this out because I wanna keep the coverage. It definitely doesn't blend as easy with a sponge. It takes a lot more work. Okay, and that is how the highlight looks. Now we're gonna apply the contour, and mine is the shade 4.1. If they have one darker than 4.1, I think that would have been better for me because this practically matches my skin tone. It's a tiny bit deeper than me, but a tiny bit darker would have been perfect for me. But we're gonna work with what we got. And this time I'm going to use this duo fiber brush by Blank Canvas Cosmetics F03. I used this last time and I love the finish, the way it turned out, blended out beautifully. Okay, I'm just going to take a tiny bit more of the highlight shade because I feel like that bronzed me up a little bit more than I wanted to be bronzed. It may seem like I'm putting a lot of layers on, but it literally feels like nothing on my skin right now, and it actually looks like nothing. I will give you guys a close-up, but it looks really nice and flawless. Okay, so here's a close-up of my skin. I think it looks absolutely flawless. Like, it's not set, but it doesn't have a dewy finish. It's more like a skin-like finish. I hope I'm making sense, but you can see what I'm talking about. It's definitely a skin-like finish. If you have dry skin, you could even wear this without setting it, but obviously oily skin, I would say set it. But look how flawless that looks when it's set. Oh my god. Okay, and then I'm gonna take my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, which I always take, and I'm gonna set the rest of my face. I'm gonna go away and complete my eyebrows, my eyes, my lipstick, and come back and show you the final look. I will also come back later on tonight maybe 6-7 o'clock, depending when I get fed up of wearing makeup. I'll come back right before I have to take my face off and let you know my final thoughts on the foundation, whether I liked it, because the last time I wore it, I don't think I wore it the whole day. I really can't remember, but I'm gonna give you a full day review on this foundation. I'm not gonna touch up, so yeah, stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in a sec. Okay girlies, and I'm back. I have changed my top because I was filming a review for something, so yeah, I just wanted to switch it up to make it look a bit different. But the look is complete. This is how my eyes and lips look, but this is how the skin is looking most importantly. It didn't change really while I was doing my eyeshadow. If anything, it looks a tiny bit more dewy, just a tiny bit more dewy than when I left you guys. But overall, I'm really happy with how it's looking. It looks really like healthy and skin-like. It doesn't look overly dry. Let me tell you now before I forget, I am combo skin, so I do get oily in this area right here and usually right here. So center of my face usually goes oily first, and then the rest of my face stays normal / dry. So the places we're really looking out for today are here, but I literally have not come across a foundation that does not get oily there with me. I do produce quite a lot of oil right there, and of course I didn't use a primer today, so I'm not expecting it to stay matte at all, but I'm not expecting it to be like a frying pan by the end of the day. Overall, I'm very happy with how this foundation is looking, and of course I will come back at you with my final review later on in the day. The time right now is 12:53, so yeah, I'm just gonna go about my day and I will check in with you guys later. Okay girlies, and I'm back. So I think you can tell I'm looking like a hot oily mess. However, I do still look quite flawless. I haven't lost any coverage in terms of around my face. None of my scars are peeking through. I still look relatively flawless, but I do look very, very greasy. I look very greasy, like I just smothered Vaseline on my face. However, I forgot to tell you the time. Sorry, girlies. So it is 6:33 now. So the foundation has been on for, I think, about 6 hours. So I tried to wear it for as long as possible. I just want to kick back in my bed right now and watch a movie, so I want to take this off. So I thought I'd check in with you girlies, let you see how it's wearing. So for anyone that works an 8-hour day or any longer than 6 hours, or maybe even 5-hour shifts, make sure you bring a powder with you. But this is the case for most of my foundations, which is why I rarely do foundation reviews, because I feel like they'll all be the same. I have not come across a foundation that has kept me matte all day, not like all. Actually, my Kat Von D foundation, the Lock-It one, I don't remember getting this oily wearing that. That might be the one and only foundation that I don't get oil with. However, every other foundation in the world that I've ever tried or ever worn leaves me like this after 6 hours. It's just the way my skin is. So I always carry a translucent powder in my bag. I carry the MAC Prep and Prime translucent powder, or blotting powder, whatever it's called. I carry that in my bag, and I always just blot whenever I need to. So this is how it's looking without touch-ups all day after 6 hours. But I'm gonna touch it up to show you that it can be, you know, brought back to life and brought back down to matte, which is what I do daily. If I was at an event right now and I started to get oily like this, I'd take a dab of the powder, dab, and I'm all done. So my MAC powder is in a different room, so I'm just gonna use my setting powder that I use for under my eyes. It basically does the same thing. So one dab, one dab, one dab. Do you see? That's completely brought it back to how it was at the beginning of the video. I'm also going to do my, and it's literally the smallest amount of powder. I'm not baking or anything. One dab. And just like that, the foundation is brand new. So just because a foundation gets oily doesn't mean that it is a complete write-off. Forget this foundation, don't buy, avoid. Most foundations get oily, it's just the way it is, but always carry a blotting powder or blotting paper, whatever you prefer. So overall, I really like this foundation. I like the flawlessness of it. I like the blendability of it. It blended so easy with a sponge, with a brush, and with fingers. It blends perfectly whatever method you want to use. I love the way it's kept its coverage. like I was saying, I love the fact that this foundation's kept its flawlessness. Some foundations will wear off and my scars will start to peek through on my cheeks, but overall I can't see any like of my scars or hyperpigmentation, and in my opinion it's a thumbs up. So that's it for this video review, girlies. Let me know if you want to see more foundation reviews. Like I said, I rarely do them because they kind of all give me this same result. I get oily, I powder it, it is what it is. But if you would like to see more, then definitely let me know and I will make an effort to do more. If you like this one, then please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and I will see you in my next one. Bye.